Digital Bits XDB, the blockchain for brands. This is what it looks like, and this is exactly what a lot of us are feeling like right here. How are you guys feeling? Did you get out? Did you say, I just can't afford to lose anymore, I gotta jump ship? Or are you kind of mad at yourself? Like, who's driving the prices down, man? Are you feeling a little depressed maybe? Like maybe you just put too much money in there, like you just wasted away your savings on this crazy coin? Those are natural feelings to feel when we're close to a bottom. I'm not trying to be a moon boy for this coin at all, but like the rest of you guys, I'm in it. And I have been experiencing this big downtrend, and we are so close to this other bottom that we had. If you've already taken the plunge and you're thinking about getting out now, this is like trying to step out of a falling elevator at the first floor before it crashes to the ground. I mean, it looks rough, right? Look at it. Boom, straight down. Got a nice little peak here coming up to just a little over 2 cents. Had a high of around 7.5 cents. And this is on the Gate.io chart, and this was July of 22. When you go to KuCoin and open it up, we got a lot more price history here, and we can see that we've been here before. We're actually a little bit lower than where we were before, and that's a little disturbing to me. But look how high it got. It got up to 83 cents. 83 cents from something that was hanging around where it is now, less than 2 cents, less than a penny this time 2 years ago. So listen guys, this thing looks like a bag of milk, right? It doesn't look good. And a lot of you guys seem to be really sold on this coin. And I don't mean to ruffle any feathers by saying, well, you know, can this thing go to zero? I don't know, man. That's definitely possible. If it has no substance behind it, then yes, it's very likely that this one can die out and go to zero. That happens in a bear market. There's got to be something behind these coins. Now, this one gives me off some red flags, and I'll go over that a little bit. We'll look at some of this stuff. But if you're a degen, and all of us have a little bit of a degen in us, you're probably in this coin at the right time to take a lot of advantage of it, because pull out a little measurement tool right here and go from where we are up to where we were in May of last year. That's a huge increase. Going up to 17 cents, that's 134,000% increase. I'm not making this up. The charts are telling you. If we go up to an area of resistance where we will have struggle getting past if DigiByte ever comes out of this at 28 cents, 210,000% return on your investment that you would make right now. Coming back to all-time highs, if we are ever lucky to get up there, 623,000% return on investment right there. So for the gamblers out there, you might be onto something, but you're probably feeling down right now. And I'm telling you, I don't feel that great either. I don't have a ton of money in this. Honestly, I think I put about $500 in this, and it's down probably just a little over $400 now. So I've got some drawdown on this. And I've picked up a little bit more on the way so that I can lower my average entry. My average entry was somewhere under 0.004 and 0.003 right through there. And just like you guys, I am not happy when it comes to prices dropping or even prices just being stagnant like this one right here, especially, you know, when I'm looking for a good return, but that's just part of it. So I started trading this a little bit, trying to trade this range, and I was doing okay with this. I was increasing my Bitcoin with this. Things were going good. And of course, then, you know, things hit the fan every once in a while. Things went south. But I decided I would hang in on this just for the reason I showed you. The possible upswing of this is just crazy big. And for me to take $500 and get even a 10,000% return on that, my ears are going to perk up. I didn't even touch the other numbers. Coming down to the 4-hour chart, just coming back to the all-time high that we were at right here in October, 635% return. That's a 6x, somewhere around a 6x on my $500. Could I settle for making $3,000 off of a $500 investment? I'll risk that. I can do that because this takes up a minuscule amount of my overall portfolio. I know that this is money I can throw away. I don't want to throw it away. I don't want to see it go down anymore. But if it does, I've already made peace with myself that I'm taking this risk.
If you just stumble across the channel, it's probably because somebody hit that like button before. And for those of you who hit that like button, comment, subscribe, I just want to say thank you. Thank you very much.
And here we are on the same chart that I did several weeks ago, and we've still not hit the bottom of the accumulation zone. And if you guys caught that video, I said it could go all the way down to 0.00133, and we could be working on this double bottom scenario. Now, it doesn't have to get all the way down here. It could stop short, like at one of these sticking points right over here. We're actually at one right now. Let me go ahead and mark that. Hopefully, we can get a bounce here. It is possible. It is also possible that we'll come down to this blue line. and confirm this double bottom. And not to be scary, but it's also possible that there's nothing to this coin and it just keeps on going down. That's just the facts of life. So let's just go ahead and throw that out there. But the signs are showing me that something big is getting ready to happen. This price is getting squeezed. When we go on the weekly chart and we turn on the Bollinger Bands right here, there's a big squeeze. When they squeeze, there's going to be a big move coming. What I like to look for is this little yellow line. This is a moving average line in the Bollinger Band. It's coming in currently right now at about 0.0053 cents. About 0.005 cents. For me to feel a lot better, we've got to move up to there, hold that, and then we got a shot of coming up to the top of the Bollinger Bands at just a little under a dime. And then from there, we can start working on some higher levels. Although this is going to be a very, very slow and drawn out process. Let me make that perfectly clear. And I tried to make that clear on the last video that I made. This is going to take a while. We're in it. You just need to pack this sucker away, maybe put some sell limit orders in and just let this baby ride. But on the daily, the bands are also squeezing down. And there's that same line on the daily. So for the short term, I'd like to see us get above 0.0025625. That's the point I need to see us working up to. Now, is that possible? Well, our Ichimoku bands are kind of rounding out here, and see we're leveled off there. Now, if this starts coming down and this starts coming down, I'm going to be concerned. And if it starts getting thin, I'm going to be scared because that will indicate a big price drop. So let me go over here and grab this little bar and just extend it on out, because this is our accumulation range. And actually I could bring it on down to this blue bar, but I didn't. I kind of stopped it right over here at this level right here at 0.0018. Could we go lower? Of course we could. Now, what do our indicators look like as far as the daily? Well, we do still have the green dot in our favor on Market Cipher, pushing us up a little bit. Stochastics are starting to get a little tired. Money flow's still coming down. VWAP's coming down. There's nothing here saying that we've got some gigantic pumps coming. Now, we could get little small pumps in a little bitty tiny range on a very small time frame that we're on, but this is just not one to expect great action out of in the current moment. But it's coming. It's weeks away. It's coming though. Now, I'll be the first to tell you, I've looked into this coins. I know a lot of you guys are really, really excited about this, and I can't figure out why. I have to tie this to athletics coins or something of that nature because I'm just not getting it. You got global brand ambassadors paying these guys a lot of money. David Beckham is one of them. A lot of marketing going into this as a brand coin. This strikes me as being a hype coin. Now, some of the things I see that are kind of positive about it. So the good news coming for it is that they have their own mainnet now. That's a positive plus. The things that make me a little bit nervous is that when I start digging around and it's like going to GitHub and things like that, where developers should be using this time to build a lot of things. Really, the only thing that I'm seeing is where they just had to fix a GitHub action here 2 months ago. A lot of this was done last year. A lot of it was done 2 years ago. 6 months ago, they did a little bit of something there on the SDK software development kit. There's not much action going on here as far as development goes. And when it first started out, they started out with a crazy amount of coins, 100 billion. Thank God they came to their senses and they redistributed all this. But currently, total supply is 1.37 billion, circulating supply of 762 million, a lot better than 100 billion coins out there. So it's a smart move on there. So they were starting to see the light a little bit and make some good turnarounds there. But here's a list of the ecosystem here. Now, these are the people, these are exchanges that carry it. Here are some partners that are working with them. And of course, our brand ambassadors, David Beckham, Francesco Totti, and brand partners over here. So they've got a little bit of something going for them. But for what it is, to bring reward tokens and things like that to the market, is that really going to change the world? So how much do companies make from loyalty programs? They can boost revenue by 15 to 25% annually is what Google says. How do they make money? Well, for every dollar the customer spends, they receive a certain amount of points in return. Should be something like that. This is what they're fostering and making it easier to do this, which, is it a problem to do it already? Are loyalty programs still effective? Given the popularity of loyalty programs, they are surprisingly ineffective. I don't know. I'm not seeing the substance behind this, but it does look like they have a few things going on. You can mint in a blink, create custom tokens easily with the Digital Bits blockchain, Mint and Go. They have Nico Swap, that's something to add to it. But they've also got the Astra X app, wallet for Digital Bits blockchains. They got a few things. But is it enough? I'm not really a fundamental trader. I look at the fundamentals to try to pick out good projects. And let me tell you, looking at the fundamentals on this one, I'm not excited. But I do like what I saw on the price action that we looked at. If it can go back to 84 cents from being 1/10 of a penny, I'll take that chance. Nothing has really changed. I just need to update my chart by just carrying out these lines just a little bit further there. And that gives us room to go down, and this one has already broken out. Let's see if we've got anything that might work. I mean, technically there's a breakout here, but we're going sideways. This is kind of a steeper falling wedge pattern, which means that it's not going to get the big pops that we would see from one that's just a little bit more shallow, but we're going sideways. Now on the 4 hour, we want to look at this 200 EMA, this yellow line right here. That's the one we've got to target. This one's coming in at 0.003072. That's at the top of our accumulation zone that I have here. And if you're a degen, if you want to take a risk on this, I mean, we're close to the bottom. This would be the place to pile in, not up here where we were all doing it before, but more along these lines. The charts aren't telling me of anything great coming soon, but we could see some small spikes as this kind of rounds out. This is going to make a much bigger rounding pattern. That's just how these things play out when they do this. And so this line is not great. It's not matching up well, but this is kind of the gist of what happens. I would draw it lower, but we can't because we start going into -0 territory. So guys, we're close to the bottom. We can't go much lower. So we're going to kind of ride this thing just kind of slowly for a long time, probably into summer of this year before we start seeing any real significant price movements from this. That's just what I've got. And I hope that doesn't disappoint you too much, but you know, we're in a bear market and this coin's got to start stepping up its game if it's going to come back and give us those big returns that we're hoping for. Luckily, we are at or near the bottom part where you can make the biggest profits. Just keep that in mind the next time that you start feeling like you're going down that rabbit hole. Until next time, my name is Lane, your Crypto Road Dog, reminding you that even though this is tough, when you do find something that you're willing to take a risk on and you find it near the bottom where we are now, very close to a bottom in crypto and Bitcoin, not calling it yet, but we are so close. This is the time to start making your plan for some action and taking advantage of the enormous opportunity that will come when this market starts straightening out. Just find good projects that have a good use purpose. Maybe something a little bit better than this one. Maybe this one will surprise me and I'll take all this back. But just stay calm and remember, you got this, baby.
Some call him the Nostradamus of crypto. His charting skills have discovered new entire galaxies. He once was engaged to Satoshi Nakamoto's oldest sister. He is the most interesting trader in the world. And today we asked him, what do you do when the market crashes?
I buy more. And I also subscribe to Road Dog Crypto. Trade wisely, my friends.